is it that the government of Japan needs to do as of now, given the fact that there is detection of cesium in and around the nuclear plant?
Well, what we are seeing from the news input coming is the Japanese government is doing the best they can. Japan is one of the best disaster prepared nations in the world, and they are doing the rightest thing, that is to evacuate the area, because radiations can have a long-term effect on the human life, and it is necessary that the slightest no amount of risk should be taken with human life. And as they have cordon off and evacuated 10 kilometers, with the more information, we'll see that evacuation radius may just increase, because the population has to be saved. Radiation can have long-term effect of to 10 years on the human body, and this is the most important thing which the Japanese government has to undertake. And
right, Anjali, 3 disasters: first the earthquake, then the tsunami, and then the nuclear plant explosion in the nuclear plant. It's a tough time for Japan, because they first started off with saying that everything is safe and the people have been evacuated, and then they are increasing the radius. Do you think there's more to this disaster, and there are going to be deeper repercussions?
Repercussions, of course, will be many, and the time is going to tell only. But yes, the immediate need of the hour is to safeguard as much as possible. All international aid is being given to Japan, technical as well as in terms of manpower. We are all contributing, and we are all putting our act together so that this disaster can be averted as much as possible.
Right. Talking about the Chernobyl disaster of 1986, if you only compare it to the Chernobyl disaster, what difference do you see, and how big a disaster is this present one that Japan faces?
No, the Chernobyl disaster was much bigger, and it was totally there was, I would say, wrong planning, wrong construction of the reactor, and a lot of other wrong elements in the earlier disaster which you're talking of. Japan's disaster is of course now it is just about increasing because of their systems failure, the cooling plant failing, and the worst part is that the power plants, the power is getting affected, because 30% of Japanese power comes from the atomic energy route, and that is what is causing most of the problem. And but they are managing to their best ability, and it is surely going to be much less than the Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
Right. For now, they have cordoned off this area around the nuclear power plant. 10 kilometers is what they're looking at. But in terms of the effects and the impact that this disaster has had, how long would it take for Japan to really get back to working in those power plants, or would that even be a possibility in the near future at all?
No, see, whenever there is radiation leak, sometimes the area can even become uninhabitable, because the radiation can actually affect the entire environment, including the soil, the dust, the materials, and that can even take 10 years for the area to clear up. Sometimes it can be just have to be left for good. So that can have a very remarkable impact on the economy.